Okay, so we're going to try this type of video analysis. I'm going to kind of work my way through the video. So just make sure that we're staying aware of it. I would encourage you to kind of pause and go back if the frame that I'm talking about kind of goes out of view. But let's go ahead. Okay, so first up we have Susie. Susie, you're going to be in the left-hand side, and we're going to look at how you row. Bryn's going to be the one coming into frame on the right. So one of the things that we talked about was the idea of setting up her hands really early. So if you look at Bryn, she's done a nice job of getting the extension over by pushing the hands right in front of her knees to make sure that her arms are fully out. With you can see that your knees are moving at the same speed as, say, Bryn and Carol, who's going to come into the frame here. But what we want to make sure that we do is that from this position, you can already start to see it, Carol and Bryn are starting to move their hands out. We want to make sure that we're moving our hands right with them. That's where you're going to get really blocked up if we don't start to do that early. One of the things that I also started to notice about you, Susie, today is that you were rigged really high, and I should have had you change it before, but if you look at it, your Orlac is set all the way up, so there's a lot of yellow on the bottom in terms of spacers. For you, I want to see a lot more yellow on top than I do on the bottom. So we want to aim towards that bottom rib. Right now we're pointed really high to make sure that blade stays in the water, but we want to make sure that we're pulling in right towards that bottom rib. So you can do that in the morning even before I say it or anybody else does it. So coming through here, we've got Bryn over on the right side as well. So Bryn, for you, we want to make sure that we get almost a little bit more angle, but I like where we're coming at so far, but make sure that we still are able to get a full swing forward. Again, we've talked about this before. And just so everybody's aware that this is the same video linked up to the same time, but just in two different frames. So with Emily right here, what I want you to start to look at, you're going to go in and out of this frame in a minute, but we want to look at your back end in terms of how you finish. We've talked about it and how you're a little bit short in how you come in, as you've been told before, you row like you're 5 feet nothing. We want to make sure that we swing all the way through. So right here, you can even see how vertical you are, versus compared to Bryn, who's who's 2 seats behind you. She's the next port behind you. So she's still trying to swing all the way through, but even she's starting to hold back because the stroke in front of her is getting a little bit shorter. So just watch that and how we come back. We can have our shoulders that much more behind our hips. Okay, Danielle, let's go ahead and start to look at this for a minute. I'm going to take you back to here. So if we come out of the finish, again, this is the same video. By the time that we're already here and our knees are already broken and we're almost halfway up the slide, look at where everybody else is. So Ari's just starting to break her knees. If we continue up and we continue to move, you're coming closer to 3/4 slide where Ari's just about half slide right now. You can even see Carly. Ari's even a little bit ahead of Carly, and Carly's just about that, I would call it between 1/3 and 1/2. So we want to make sure that we take the time to kind of connect with the person in front of us, and we really make that effort to try and change in terms of timing. So if we continue through here, we'll start to get a couple more people into view. Emily, here we go again. Watch that back finish. We're just really, really short, where we can really release the shoulders naturally into the back end. I guess we're done for right now, but go ahead and I'll let you play through this one more time. Carol, I thought you did a pretty good job of really extending forward and staying in time, working right with Bryn. I like the support coming out of both arms. Bryn, we can see a little bit of more change in the shoulders as you come forward. Make sure the arms lead the shoulders. Sometimes the elbows are a little bit hesitant to get extended. Carol, it looks like we're trying to feather with 2 hands. Let's make sure we just feather with that inside and kind of open up that outside. So we can start to see how we really match up against people who aren't sitting right directly in front of us or behind us. So Danielle, it's just about that timing. The arms, I like how they come off the catch. They're really supported, they're high, but we want to make sure that we can get them there in time.